Going live.
All right.
Okay, we're good. So I'll introduce myself. My name is Brandi Hansen. I'm here to apply for the job that we had previously talked about, and here to answer any of your questions for the interview.
Okay, my name is Mike Hasson. I have about 5 questions for you. They're pretty basic questions. We'll kind of keep it short and sweet here. What have you done to prepare yourself for a production position for National Geographic Partners?
Well, I have been a military broadcaster for nearly 7 years now. What that means in the military is that we're kind of like backpack journalists. So we do everything dealing with the production on our own, starting with the storyboard and the documentation, the editing. So as far as preparing for this job in particular, I feel like my experience alone has brought me to that because I've had my hands in every aspect of the job. So I think I'm more than capable and more than willing to focus solely on one small thing, even though I kind of know a little bit about, or have experience in about all of it.
Okay. Give an example in your career when you have been given the responsibility of producing a video, working both with the photographers and editors, and how did the production turn out?
Great. It's turned out great. Every time I've had to work with anybody else, everybody's always had the same kind of mentality and the same kind of goal. The focus is, of course, the story and the production that you're doing. So even if we have different ways of getting there, we still get there, and we're able to utilize our different personality aspects, different ways of shooting to make the best production possible. So having all kinds of people in the same project actually helps it more than hinders it, in my experience, and I've never had an issue with anybody.
Okay. What experience and knowledge do you have with legal binders, and provide an example when you have put this knowledge to use?
Legal binders are actually where I falter a little bit. I'm more than willing to do on-the-job training with this. As far as the experience I've had with legal issues within the military, we do have the HIPAA restrictions when dealing with service members, especially deceased service members. And we also have issues dealing with copyright. So I haven't per se had a lot of experience with the legal binders, but I'm more than willing to learn.
Okay. Working in production can be a high-stress environment. How do you as an individual deal with stress, and how do you help your subordinates also deal with stress?
Well, at work, I like to deal with stress by focusing on the end goal. Your day-to-day operations is always going to be, sometimes it gets overwhelming, but if you focus on kind of where you're going to end end up, it kind of brings everything back to center. And that's how I kind of keep my mindset at work. Now, personally, I like to work out and go out and do yoga and do these things that relieve and decompress you a little bit. But and I like to do that push that onto the subordinates as well. We also do things like we go out and we do work events, flight lunches, things that kind of bring us together outside of the professional environment so that we get to know personalities easier. And that's how we mostly deal with stress.
Okay. Was there a specific event in your life that drew you to the profession of media production?
Not specifically before the military. The military gave me this job. We had to do a voice audition, and then I came in. It really wasn't until I was in for about a couple of years that you do certain stories that kind of bring you back into a purpose. And at this juncture, I was a young airman. I still wasn't really sure if I wanted to stay within the career field. But I had done a story on a veteran that he was older. He was a Korean War vet. And the stories he told, he was really emotional about. I ended up editing it together with some older footage and gave it to his daughter, and he had passed away about a week after. So that moment, I think for me, was when I realized that I really enjoyed doing the storytelling and the documentation work, mostly because it means more to other people than than anything else. I mean, to the people you're doing the stories about. So I think
Okay.
that's where I stayed.
All right. Do you have any other questions for me?
No, sir, I don't.
All right. Sounds good.
Thank
Thank you
you.
very much. All right. And then, so we're going to switch it around, I guess, this time.
Yes, switch.
I'm going to switch mine too, just because I don't know if I need to or not. Okay. Yeah, that's weird. You're talking to yourself. Okay. So my name is Mike Hasson. I'm here to interview for the captain shift paramedic position. Pleasure to be here today.
Pleasure. Thank you for being with us. We're just going to ask you a few short questions, just kind of get basis of your job kind of specific and more of a personality aspect as well. I guess the first question I had was, with all of your certifications and with your associate's degree, are you interested in continuing your education in a bachelor's degree?
Actually, I'm currently working on my bachelor's degree through Eastern Oregon University in the Fire Service Administration. My goal is to be done at the end of summer term. So I'm taking about 2 credits a term. It's pretty busy between personal life and professional life. I can fit about 2 classes a term in, and that's about what I can handle at this point. So I should be done in summer of 2017.
Oh, that's great. That's like I said, you have an impressive list of certifications. So we were curious about that. With your experience and certifications, do you feel like mentally you're prepared to be shift captain?
Yeah, I feel like mentally I'm prepared. I've been in this career field for about 10 years now, and I've been preparing for this since after the first year or so, when it was it started becoming more of a reality for the future. It's something I've always wanted to do my entire life, ever since I was 6 years old. So I feel like through my training and all my coursework that I've done, I am mentally prepared for this position.
Great. And I'll ask you this question. It appears as, so I saw your Oregon paramedic certificate, and I saw the date on it was 2013. Do you plan on getting that recertified, or is it current?
It is current. It's current till 2017.
Okay.
That is a typo in my resume.
Okay. Yes, sir. That's good, because that was one of our requirements, so I just want to make sure. As far as your character goes, how do you feel you could best inspire your subordinates, like as a leader and obviously as shift captain?
I've always felt that it was, it's very important in leadership to teach and mentor. So we all make mistakes. We learn every day we come to work. So any mistake that's maybe try to turn into a learning opportunity for the entire shift. I've found in my experience that if people are not afraid to make a mistake, they're less apt to make a mistake to begin with.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's good. What do you feel your strongest personality asset is?
My strongest personality asset is one, I'm positive all the time, and 2, I'm pretty even keel, pretty calm, cool, and collected all the time. It takes quite a bit to get me worked up. It's something that at home drives my wife crazy, but it's just kind of who I am. I found that as a leader, being calm is more beneficial to the team than to have a leader that is running around unorganized and unprepared.
That you sound like a perfect fit for us. Do you have any questions for me?
I don't. I'd like to thank you for your time, and I really appreciate this opportunity.
Well, thank you, sir, and I'm sure we'll be in contact.
All right, thank you.